The truth is, when producers wanted me to be sexy, I always put some absurd spin on it that made me feel like I was still in control.
What were your initial perceptions of Lady Gaga before you went into it?
Well, I was always a fan of her music and her like kind of ability to occupy the pop world. And in reality, when you're with her in a private space, she's just she's like super down to earth and super easy to be around.
How do you approach it and develop that sense of trust? Because you are sort of this external party that is coming in, but there is that expectation of them to almost forget that you're there.
It is this kind of like very delicate dance of establishing that trust in the beginning, which was very important, especially with her. She's very intuitive, and I think that if she didn't trust me right away, then nothing would have gone forward. So we just kind of felt it out. It developed very organically, like any relationship, and it was about this kind of pushing in and pulling back.
I have chased this pain for 5 years. But when I feel the adrenaline of my music and my fans, I can go.
How difficult is it for you as someone who is watching to see her in that much pain and almost, I mean, the human instinct is to reach out, to comfort, to be there for her, but you just keep rolling.
Under the circumstances, there really isn't anything I could do for her. Like, she's been down that road before. She suffers from chronic pain and has for a long time. And there were people there, and there are people who do help her in the ways that she knows how to until that kind of episode passes. I was giving her words of encouragement, but obviously I cut that stuff out, in the film. But it is hard, and it was important for her, I think, to have that stuff in the movie, because there's a lot of people out there who do suffer with chronic pain, and for them to see her going through that and understanding that, like, even in her position, there's only so much she can do, but there are ways that she gets through it, and she's interested in inspiring people that way.
Paranoia, fear, body pain, anxiety.
I go from everyone touching me all day and talking at me all day to total silence.
Let's talk about the TIFF premiere being there. She was there, her friends and family were there. That was the first time she saw the final product.
Yeah.
What was her reaction immediately after?
I mean, she loved it, and it meant the world to me, because it was kind of a weird proposition for her, of her not seeing it. She saw bits and pieces, but she felt like early on that for her to participate in this and she couldn't be objective about herself, so she really let me kind of go forward with a lot of things that didn't involve any kind of oversight creatively. And in the end, her friends saw it, close friends and family, and they loved it and endorsed it, so she felt comfortable with that. I've never kind of experienced that same mix of power and vulnerability in one person, and I learned a lot from that. There are ways to be powerful and let yourself be vulnerable, and find strength in that kind of honesty.
Do you have the new Lady Gaga album?
New lady named what?
Lady Gaga album.